Elden Ring, an absolutely massive game with about 6 major areas, plenty of content to explore such as dungeons, caves and catacombs, as well as the entire underground area. And I'm making it all in Minecraft. This project is a huge undertaking and it's going to take a very long time. I think I underestimated the size of Elden Ring when I was just looking at the map and looking at the areas, because you can run through Elden Ring pretty quickly and you can get to all of the key points you want to be at very fast. But when you actually look around, you go through all of the dungeons, all of the caves, you realize just how big the world is and how much they fit in to this vertical spiral up to the mountaintops of the giants. My current progress as of this video is the main area of Limgrave, not including the Weeping Peninsula. I haven't done Castle Morn or anything like that. I've worked from the top of Stormveil Castle all the way to the bottom where the Bloodhound Knight Everjail is, and I'll be working on the Bridge of Sacrifice and below. Now, some disclaimers for the video. I have tried to use the replay mod and the flashback mod. I am terrible with them. I am absolutely handless when it comes to using those, so I probably will not use it. If I do, it will be a very rare one-off build kind of thing. So the format I will likely choose is the one I've chosen in this video, which is to record segments of cinematic shots. I might do some walkthroughs, especially on things like streams, where I'll walk through, I'll show people what I've done, little details that I'm happy about or proud of, or I want to get some advice on, and generally just share the build as a whole. My progress so far has led me to realise there are some errors with how I built the map, which is fine because it's not 100% perfect recreation of Elden Ring. It is a recreation, so I'm trying to stay as faithful as I can, but some areas will be elongated because of the scale issues I struggled with. So the way I started this was using World Painter. I did try and look for a height map of Elden Ring, to no avail sadly. I'm not really sure why there is no height map data. Maybe there is and it's just not readily available information, but in any case, I didn't have that, so I just went ahead and imported a map of Elden Ring into World Painter and just started painting. The first issue I sort of saw doing this was the fact that the height of elevation was really difficult to determine unless you went in-game, you checked that exact area of the map and was like, okay, I need to make this area taller or the same height as this area in relation to everything around it. And I did do that for as much as I could, just having like a quick skim over the landscape to see roughly where things situated themselves. And it did turn out somewhat accurate when I opened up the map in Minecraft for the first time. I knew where I was, but you can't create overhangs. There are no cave systems, there are no harsh cliffs. Yeah, it was very difficult to create any like memorable terrain using World Painter, but it was a good starting point and I'm glad I did it, so I knew where everything was when I started building. The issue then came with the fact that the map was too small at first. I thought the map that I made was 100% to scale, 1:1. I'm not really sure where I found the ballpark figure that I started with, but I was certain that it was 100% 1:1. I then doubled the size and started building there. I thought, wow, the elevation looks great. Everything looks really big like it does in Elden Ring. And so I decided to start building, and then I realized, yeah, it was too big now. It was way too big. Lake Ag Hill was massive. There was so much space between the ruins and the edge of where you go into Waypoint Ruins. That area, it was too big. So I ended up sticking with 150% because it felt like it was a good blend between large enough that you could create detail in the Minecraft builds, as well as playable and felt real to what Elden Ring is trying to show you. I think the thing that gave me the biggest issue was Stormveil Castle. I didn't start with it, I started with the stranded graveyard area. I think if I was to start again, I would have started with Stormveil Castle rather than the first steps area. Mainly because it was a lot easier when I was building from Stormveil down towards Caelid, where Summon Water Village is, the bridge that crosses that High Road Cave is, that area. But building up to Stormveil Castle from first steps was difficult, and I did feel like I had to cram some things in and make space for things. This ended up making Stormveil Castle slightly to the wrong side, so where you would come out into Liurnia from the path going round, and after you beat Godric, you end up at the wrong place in Liurnia. So I will have to do some terraforming to get the path to lead all the way around to the right place. So it won't be 100% accurate, but it will still be faithful to Elden Ring, I would imagine. After I finish that, I will then try and patch up where the Church of, is it Chapel or Church of Anticipation? The place you start off in the beginning of the game, and you fight the boss where you eventually have to die to spawn in the stranded graveyard. With the rest of Stormveil done, I decided to work on the Divine Bridge, and the Divine Bridge definitely gave me the hardest time out of anything in the build. I was very close to giving up when I was making that. I did make it straight initially, thinking that the bridge to where the Divine Tower is completely straight, but it isn't. It is straight on the bridge, but if you were to look at the map, you can see it's at a slight off angle, and that is very difficult to build in Minecraft. So I was very demotivated after I'd already finished the build, and I was like, okay, I need to do this again. I need to make it in a slight off angle. I even started looking elsewhere for guides or help from people to see if they had any advice for building in this sort of angle. I did get some useful tips, like building guides and then rotating that guide from straight to that desired angle, which I just ended up doing, and it all led back to the same issue with start from the beginning, do that bridge all over again, get it in the right angle first. And so I did that, and yeah, I mean, I loved how it turned out in the end. It was a very long process, but I do love the Divine Bridge. I'm quite happy with it, especially the ruined bits on it, the bits of details that you see when you're walking out from the first steps and you see this broken, massive, great bridge. Yeah, I just love it. So I'm glad that I went through with redoing it again. And the Divine Tower itself was fine. It was a very big build, took a long time, but I think a lot of blocks in Minecraft was suitable for it. And speaking of blocks in Minecraft, I have swapped from default Minecraft to using Conquest. I decided to use Conquest because the amount of clutter items in Elden Ring is just too great for default Minecraft. I did try my best with what I have available, using chairs with like stair blocks and trapdoors and, you know, things like the lightning rod for handles of the gatehouse cranks. Like, you can get away with a lot of stuff using default Minecraft, and I think I did a pretty good job. I will be showing screenshots of both default Minecraft with shaders as well as Conquest with shaders, but I feel like the ability to create all of the unique clutter using Conquest, all of the lovely architecture and specific building blocks that make up the different colours of the castles in Elden Ring, I think that will be a massive help, especially as we go to the Academy and Leyendale and Mount Gelmir. I think having the variety of blocks will add this difference between every area. I don't want to keep using like stone bricks or sandstone between every build. So I'm glad I'm moving to Conquest, and that's what I'll be sticking with for the rest of this build. As I said, I will be showing this the screenshots and the videos, and the format of the videos will also be using the Conquest and the shaders, because when I use the replay mod, I would get a lot of lighting issues. I still get some lighting issues on the Divine Tower using Bliss shaders. I do not know what that is. I don't know if it's Bliss shaders specifically. When I swap to complementary, I can see some detail in the verticality of the Divine Tower, but if anybody knows what settings I need to tweak for Bliss shaders to make that look fine, then I would love to know. Other than that, yeah, this is most of what the build is. Um, a couple of my friends asked me, why are you starting this build? What was the purpose for you to create the entire Elden Ring? It's a huge project. It's a huge time sink. And short answer is that I was inspired. I was inspired by a YouTuber called Grazzy. I'm sure a lot of people might know him. He created the Breath of the Wild Minecraft map. It is amazing. I absolutely recommend you check that out. The long form video that he made on it, I watched very late at night, and I realized it kind of lit a spark for me as I ended up seeing myself in the sort of reflection of his own comments about motivation, struggling with sticking to something, feeling burnt out a lot. And I would always go through doing a million different things, learning new things without really sticking to something. And I wanted to do YouTube for a really long time. So I decided I'm going to make this huge project my goal. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to build the entire of Elden Ring in Minecraft and share it on my YouTube. So I'm constantly having a reason to post and interact with the community and actually work on making YouTube, hopefully, a career in the future. This is early days at the minute, but I hope people will enjoy the content enough that they'll come back to watch. And with that out of the way, thank you, Grazzy, and if you ever stumble upon this, your video has helped me and motivated me to start this whole project myself. I am hoping in the future that I will be able to create things like the elevators that go under the tunnels, or they go up from the divine towers. I would like to be able to create something that is seamless from the platform to the raised platform, and I don't know if that's even possible in Minecraft. I am completely clueless when it comes to this kind of stuff, so if anyone can fill me in, that would be amazing. I did look at a couple of mods like Create mod and this elevator mod, but it's mostly just teleporting. But yeah, if anybody has any advice for that, that would be greatly appreciated. I didn't want to talk about everything in this video, but I think I've done enough to show you where I am, to show you what the current progress is in the build. Elden Ring is absolutely massive, and there are so many secrets, so if you know of any that you think I might have missed, please do comment below. I will be checking all of the comments to see if there's any improvements I can make, especially to the format of my videos as well. As I am new to this, I would always appreciate any kind of criticism, so thank you for any involvement. As for the build progress itself, I have made a Trello, which I will link to at some point. I definitely need to put a lot of information in there, so yeah, it's going to be a long haul, a lot of tracking, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and wherever you're watching from, I hope you have a lovely day.